It had been a good summer for Nellie. Nellie was a henwife, and her hens were laying well that year, a double yolk as often as not. And she'd made herself a good name at Wen Market, and that's where she was off to this beautiful summer's day, basket of eggs under her arm. And as she walked into the market, everybody was smiling with the sunshine. Buskers were playing, acrobats were tumbling, and a group of people gathered around Nellie. Because she had made such a good name for herself with those eggs, and soon those eggs transformed into jingling coins in her pocket. Well, Nellie smiled too, walking down the street and looking at all the stalls, but her throat was dry with dust from the road, and she thought she'd have a little sup to ease it. There were plenty of places to choose from to go. There was the Bull's Head and the Buck's Head, the Beehive and the Brass Knocker. There was the Pack Horse and the Painter's Arms, the Swan and the Seven Stars, the Grove, the Royal Oak, and her favourite, the Dickon Arms. And that's where she slipped in, sat herself on her favourite stool, glass of ale in hand, and it seemed only a moment before it was empty, and another one soon followed. And Nellie, she was parched for conversation after a week with nobody to talk to but her chickens, and her throat was parched too. Glass after glass, jug after jug, Nellie spent the whole day in the Dickon Arms catching up on conversation, and by the time she left, the sun had gone and she was swaying gently from side to side. There was no way that she would make it home that night, but she had another plan. Instead, she made her way to the churchyard, where she knew there was a fallen-in mausoleum. It was like a big stone table with the sides fallen in, just the right space for a small body like Nellie to be able to worm her way underneath. Nobody would know she was there, and she'd be safe from any nighttime showers. And she lay there, listening to the hub of conversation as people made their way out from this inn and that inn. But one of the conversations grew louder, and she realised there was a group of lads coming into the churchyard, and they had a jug of ale with them, and they'd been thrown out of their inn, and they were looking for somewhere to sit and carry on their drinking and chatting, and they spied the very mausoleum that Nellie was crouched under. It looked like a perfect table. They gathered round and they started passing the jug round, singing and talking and partying, until there was one of those natural lulls in the conversation. And into that lull came the first chime of midnight. And there was a sudden moment of sobriety and chill as all the lads looked at each other and thought maybe the time had come to end their partying. But as the last chime rang out, the leader of the gang, who'd all come over from Clive, said, "Come on, lads, here we are, all sat gathered round at our host table. We haven't even offered him a sup yet." And smiling, he took the jug and pushed it down so that it was by the side of the stone table. The last thing any of them expected was for a long, bony hand to reach up, grab the jug and pull it back down. For a moment they froze, and then they were up, and those young men were running like gazelles towards the entrance of the churchyard. They were out of the churchyard. They were out of Wem, running back towards Clive, back to their own homes. They slammed the doors behind them, put the bars down tight, and the next morning they told everybody of their supernatural adventure and the ghost at Wem churchyard. Nellie enjoyed the ale, and the next morning she got up and stretched out her old bones, and she took that empty jug to the Dickon Arms, and she took the story too, of the telling of that story while she got a good breakfast, a little bit of ale to take home with her, and the story that Nellie told, and the story that the lads from Clive told, they both spread from mouth to ear, from mouth to ear, from mouth to ear, till they met in the middle, and then there were some red faces in Clive. It was a long time before those lads dared to show their faces at Wem Market again.